Good morning, y'all. It's Toxic Positivity, Whitney J. So Spirit had me up early. They come at 12 a.m. and I had to jot stuff down again. Gave me a bunch of downloads. So some of it's out of order. It's like two different. It's like two different messages, but I'm only gonna go one right now. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. Just go with it. Okay, so Spirit gave me a vision. So this kind of piggybacks off what I was talking about yesterday, as far as like gold diggers and men who want these kind of women and whatever, right? So Spirit gave me a vision of women, and this has been going on for a while. It's not new. This has been going on for a while. I remember it happened when I was in high school, whatever. But women wanting to look like cartoon characters. So the main one that popped up that they gave me a vision of was Jessica Rabbit. And I know everybody's seen that movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So anyway, they were like showing me, and honestly, okay, guys, this is not a judgment thing. When I get these messages, it's not a diss. Like they do this with love. They're like, we see what's happening, and like it's like they don't understand why you're doing this. They're like, okay, women want to look like Jessica Rabbit, right? But you want to look like a cartoon. It's not real. And then they're like, okay, you want to be Jessica Rabbit, but look who she was married to. She was married to Roger Rabbit. And then in my head, I was like, okay, we could put that in different perspectives. And legit, they made me cross it out. And they were like, no, leave it the way it is. She's Jessica Rabbit and she's married to Roger Rabbit. And they were like, just leave it at that. And I'm like, okay. I guess they want people to come to their own conclusions on that. I was going to have different perspectives. And they were like, no. And they legit made me cross it out. So the second thing was going back to what I was talking about as far as like the animal kingdom. Animals are tapped in. They got it together. We need to learn from Mother Nature. We are going against nature by altering our bodies and looking for things outside of ourselves to fulfill ourselves. So, as far as like Mother Nature, when you look at animals in nature, the women are not attractive. They're not pretty. They're not all dolled up. They're just regular looking animals. Just regular. Like they're plain. They're plain Janes. Right? And I'm trying not to go to the point. Like I have a bunch of notes. I have like 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. Okay. So it says, um, okay, we're going against nature, right? So as women, we are supposed to attract. And we're not supposed to attract with standardized the beauty standards of the world. We're not supposed to be wearing all this makeup, getting our boobs done, getting our ass done. I mean, basic stuff. Hair, basic maintenance. You don't have to get all dolled up. Women attract because we have inner power. Like in nature. Okay, only way I can explain this best way nature. When animals in nature are on their purpose, on their mission, that's what attracts their mates. So if a female bird is on her mission, she's making sure she's collecting her sticks, she's building her nest, she's about her business. She ain't worrying about trying to be cute. She's about her business. And that is attracting the male or the males to her because she's on her business. She's on her shit. He's like, all right, she building a house. She getting her sticks together. She doing her work, whatever. She about her business. I'm going to try to dance for her. I'm going to shake this tail feather for her or whatever animal, you know. All the men in nature, the males in nature are the beautiful ones. There's the ones who are bringing something to the female. Penguins bring a pebble. Peacocks have that beautiful tail. You know, bucks have those big horns. Like they're the ones who are supposed to stand out and catch our eye or whatever. So basically Spirit was saying like we're going against nature by wearing all these lashes and wigs and all these all this makeup. We don't need all that. We're going against nature. We need to be investing that money and time into our character, into building up ourselves to make us attractive for suitable mates. Um, so this is it's all going back to nature. They're like, we're going against our nature. We're not supposed to be doing all that stuff. Putting that time and energy into getting back to our spiritual side, building up our spiritual body instead of our outer body. Because, like I was saying, our body is technology. It is biotechnology. It is special, but we are not our bodies. These are just vehicles. So you don't have to put so much into it. You have to maintain it, yes, but you don't have to put into it like that. We need to be focusing on the spiritual, because that's how we become divine and feminine. Okay, so uh, okay, I think I'm getting most of the gist of it. It's so many notes. I'm trying not to say word for word. Okay, yeah, saying we don't need outside sources. Our bodies is fine the way it is. We don't need to add to it. We don't need to get injections. We don't need to get makeup. We don't need to do these things. It's going against our nature to attract suitable mates. And like I said, it's not a diss. This is not a diss. We're not, spirit is not dissing us. They're like, all of this comes from a point of love. It's not, when I get the messages, it's not like, oh, they're ridiculing or judging. They're just saying you're doing too much. You're going against your nature, and it's not your fault. It's programming of this reality that we're living in. This is how, this reality tells you that this is how you're supposed to be, and it's not the way you're supposed to be. You're going against your nature. um they're trying to keep you from your nature. They keep you in these loops of, you know buying makeup and buying clothes and buying these things, and then your body starts breaking it down. So, like, okay, perfect example, you buy makeup, you put this makeup on, and then it messes up your skin. And then you have to put the makeup on because now your skin is messed up. It's like, it's a cycle, just like medication. They give you medication and it messes something else up, and then you got to get medication for this. And then it's a circle, it's a cycle. You're looking for things outside of yourself. You're messing up your vehicle for no reason. So they're like, you're doing too much, you're working too hard. You need to let that stuff go. Okay. Um, yeah. They're saying, like, okay, they said that this stuff is when you're in these loops, you're giving away your energy. They're harvesting your energy by you doing these things and going through these loops. And you're giving away your power freely. This is like I was saying before. Stop being energetically slutting yourself out. And that's what you're doing when you're doing these things. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, keeping up with clothes fashion and all this stuff, and makeup and hair, and these things that go against your nature. Um Yes. So this matrix is always trying to convince you that you're not good enough. You're good enough the way you are, the way you were designed already. You don't need to add to it. And you don't need to take away. Not the physical. The spiritual is where we need to work on the most. That is where we need to be putting our time and our energy and our money, if so. Um, okay, let's see. Okay. So this was okay. This was funny. Um uh Okay, I can barely read my handwriting, guys. I'm sorry. So everybody's on the Beyonce kick right now, right? I love old Beyonce. I've been listening to B Day like for 2 days, and it's so relevant to me right now. So it's awesome. But anyway, they gave me an example, and it's so funny because everybody's like Beyonce crazy right now, going to the concert and all this. So it was so funny. It was saying, like, we're trying to we're walking around with all these fake faces and fake bodies, trying to impress people who are just as empty as you. Like, you're trying to put on a show for somebody who's putting on a show. So they gave me an example. It was so funny. They gave me an example of, like, how crazy, or how funny, how weird it looks is you get all dressed up. No, first of all, you pay all kinds of money for these Beyonce tickets, right? You get all done up, all beautiful, and then you bring your own stage and your own crew with you, to perform for Beyonce at her concert. So that's what they gave me an example. That's what they're saying that we're doing. Like, we're getting all dressed up and performing for people who are getting all dressed up to perform for you. And it's like everybody's performing for each other. And it's like, why not be the main character of your own story and have people come to you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, be the main character. Spend that money and time on yourself instead of doing it for other people. Like, that was like the best example. It was so funny the way the vision came to me. It was like, you going to spend all this money on Beyonce's concert? Because I know everybody's been getting dressed up, right? But they gave the example of that's what we're doing. Like, we're getting all done up. We're spending all our money to perform for people who are performing for us. Nobody's being their genuine self. Nobody is being admired. You know what I mean? Like, you're performing for another performer. That doesn't make sense. Like, why are you going to a concert to perform for the performer? You're there to admire the performer. You're not there to perform for the performer, if that makes sense. That's what we're doing. So, why not be the main character of your own story and have people come to you and admire you? And you have that love for yourself, that, that love that you're pouring into yourself, that money, that time, that love that you're pouring into yourself will attract the people to admire you instead of you performing for other people while they're performing for you. If that makes sense. That's the example they gave me. I thought it was funny and they wanted me to say it. So, yeah, we need to start being our true, authentic self. Stop performing for other people. Show up for yourself. And then you will attract the things and the life that you want. Okay. I don't know. I think I got all of that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I think I touched all the bases. Anyway, I think that was the most important part. Become the main character in your own story. Uh, do that self love, that self care. Uh, I did want to probably touch on, because I didn't really go into detail as far as shadow work, but there's a lot of stuff out there about shadow work. I didn't get it downloaded to talk about shadow work. That is the message they told me to do. So if you're interested in looking up how shadow work works, there's plenty of videos out there. Like I said, I think shadow work and self-care is the same thing. It was for me, as far as my perspective. When I did my shadow work, it basically was my self-care. um it helped me set up my boundaries. It helped me. And to me, when I think about it, doing shadow work, doing self-care, and aligning your chakras is all the same shit, because that's what happened to me. Like, it kind of like all went in order. Like, once I did one, it aligned everything else. Like, once you get rid of that guilt and that shame and um those things that, like, you have to integrate those dark sides of you. Like, don't get rid of the shame and the guilt. I mean, overcome it. You did some things, you have a dark side, you have to embrace it. Like, don't try to shoo it away, because we are both positive and negative. We are both. We have male and female energy. We have positive and negative energy. We have light and dark energy. We are lightness and darkness. We can be both. It's about balance. Everything is about balance. So, um, but it's just a matter of staying in those states. We don't stay in lack mentality. We don't stay in fear. We don't stay in shame. We don't stay in those things. We know we can be there, but we don't stay there. We can get there, but we don't stay there. We overcome those things, but it is a part of us. So, yeah, that's the message that I had today. I had to get it out. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I feel so good when I get it out. It's so great. But anyway, I hope this message gets to somebody. I hope it helps somebody. Help me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Have a great day.